What's going on, everybody? Another great victory tonight by our New York Knicks. They, basically have turned the whole tide of the losing around. We have got back to our winning ways, won 3 in a row, taking care of Brooklyn, and now taking care of the Washington Wizards. Man, I don't know what else we could ask for. They had 37 assists tonight. Is this the best we're going to see from these New York Knicks? Who knows? But what I do want to say to you guys is never look at anything either half empty or half full. It's always somewhere in the middle. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and showing love to the show. We're going to continue to give you great content. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and guess what? I'm not drinking any coffee tonight. It's finished. So that means I'm going to save this voice to talk about our Knicks and how good we've been. We got a lot to cover. And let me tell you something, Knicks fans, be prepared because I'm hype. Don't think because we played the Washington Wizards that I'm standing down. No. We're going to talk about it. Let's go.
I just caught mine off the fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air, we back at it.
Let's go, baby. We are back. SKF Weekly in the building. Pew, 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 pew.
It never gets old, bro. It never gets old.
Try. You see it. We back, baby. It's your man, Ron, my brother, John, and we got our guy, Jose, on the ones and twos, holding us down. All that good stuff. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah. I'm gonna figure out a way to get some generic sounds in the meantime. Don't worry, guys. Next show, we're gonna get something going. I might have to, if I get a tambourine or something, and a little drum set. Boom, boom.
I'm gonna have to buy a cowbell. Something.
How you doing, my brother?
Family. I'm good, man. Excited to be here. You know, as always, another Monday. Not mundane at all. It's been a good day.
Look at John spitting bars.
Right? Look at that. We got a good win tonight. So, I'm excited about that. Is that 3 in a row? I would say it is 3 in a row.
It is 3 in a row. The Knicks have now pushed their record to 8-6, guys. Don't look now, but the skies are starting to open up. Look, let's go. Yes. Yes. As John always says, you gotta eat your food. You know what I mean? Don't play around with your food. You gotta eat it.
Play around with the food, man. Gotta get fat. This is Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving season,
man. You know, we gotta
hibernation. You gotta get fat.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's been an interesting week. It's nice to see the Knicks rebounding. There's still some questions, but there's always going to be questions. This whole season, every time they get over one hurdle, there's going to be another hurdle. So it's okay. We're learning together, and they're learning on the spot. Even the after the game little Q&A with Jalen Brunson, he's saying, "Listen, we're playing good together, but we're learning each other. They're still learning. Got to give it time.
Yeah.
Got to give it time."
Yeah. And it's good to see them get out into a big lead like this, so that allows the young kids to get some time on the court too.
Exactly,
it's important as well,
and much needed rest. It's like watching a baseball game, and the starters go deep, so it allows the bullpen to get some much needed rest. So yeah, it's dope. It's dope. Oh man, but anyway, we are going to come back to tonight's game, guys. We have a lot to talk about with tonight's game, but I figured let's go in reverse and take care of what took place this week, because there were some other games on the docket. And the one thing I can tell you about these Knicks is that you hope that they take every game seriously and don't have trap games, because tonight could have been a trap game, but they obviously took it seriously. So that's great. But back to what took place earlier in the week. First off, I just want to say that the Knicks could have won all of these games this week, guys. I think we all know this, but they could have won every single game. So let's just throw that out there. All right. But anyway, so it started with the Philadelphia 76ers, right? Because
No,
that was
actually, it
Tuesday's.
didn't.
No?
No, because did we Tuesdays? No. Did
Yeah.
we go 76ers on Tuesday? Did we?
Yeah. 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 No, we didn't talk about it though.
Oh man, maybe I've forgotten about that one.
Yeah, because Monday we had Dexter on, and we talked
Right.
about the Indiana Milwaukee stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I caught that one.
Yeah, that's right. Because because I knew that Philadelphia was the first game of the in-season tournament.
Right.
Right. So we start off with the in-season tournament, and that game being Philadelphia, and the Knicks wound up winning that game 111-99. Let me just see here. If there was anything that necessarily popped out that I missed. Because I'm thinking I barely remember that Philadelphia game.
Yeah.
Wow, what happened? Oh, this was the OG game. He had 24 in this, and Carl Anthony had 21. This is the one that Jalen Brunson really didn't shoot well, 5 of 15. Okay, I remember now. All right. So yeah, guys, this game was one of those where it's just all hands on deck. People had to step up and take care of the game and carry the captain. So it was nice to see. We definitely, once again, it's a growing trend with this Knick team, John. Every game, it's either, well, technically every game it's been 6 guys in double figures, but sometimes it doesn't happen. But for the most part, every single game has been 6 guys in double figures. This is another one. You had Hart, Anunoby, I'm sorry, Cat, Mikal Bridges, Brunson, and Miles McBride all had double figures in this game. So it's nice to see.
Yeah.
And Josh Hart had a triple-double.
Right. And this is a game without 76ers that were without their young point guard, of course. So
right.
They were sort of and then I think this is the first time Paul George and Embiid were on the court together. So it was
it was the first time we definitely got to see them in game against the Knicks. So it was nice to see. I think we got some.
I do remember. No, I don't think we do. I don't think we do have.
Oh, because you didn't have the Philadelphia game. You thought we? Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, I thought we had spoken about that already. But that's cool. Right. But in this game, I recall. What's the kid's name? Their rookie, Jared McCain. Is it the rookie? Is it Jared McCain?
Play? Yeah, McCain. Yeah, he played.
Yeah. So he was the one. He was scoring well. Actually, he was doing well through the entire game. Actually,
yeah,
I don't
23
know
points.
He was. Yeah. He shot it well from the field too. So that was a bit that was surprising. I'm not even surprising. He was a high touted athlete, and the 76ers did scout him. So, but he showed some talent there. So when they get Maxey back, it's going to be interesting to see, how they progress. But I still think the Knicks, our team has, a lot more upside. And Cat showed right now that he's the better player. He's the healthy player right now. So, gotta like that. And we gotta enjoy that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, and he's, and just speaking on him, that kid is very talented. He deals with a lot of stuff.
Which kid we're talking about? We're talking about McCain?
McCain, yeah.
He's heavy in the social media, right? He's got like a big following.
He is, yeah, he's really like he's into all the TikTok stuff and yeah,
Hmm.
you know, they get on him, I guess, because he does some stuff that most the manly man don't really don't really rock with, but
He's
he's
a new
so comfortable.
generation kid.
He's so comfortable in his own skin. He's not bothered by it at all.
Right, right.
Um,
He's
and he
he's
balls.
kind
I
of
mean,
like
he's a
the
good player.
new. He's almost like the new age Dennis Rodman. You could say eccentric type of character.
Yeah. No, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's actually a pretty good comparison. I like that, John.
Yeah,
I may have to steal that one if I ever talk about him. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a
But
pretty good way of looking at him.
he's a good player. You know, plays hard, play good defense. Like I said, he was a pretty solid scorer against us. I don't haven't really watched him like that, but he looked good against us. So it's interesting to see him play that well because Maxi's a dynamic point guard, and if they could get if he can become a dominant wing at his position, a dominant player at his position, they're gonna be all right.
Um, I'm wondering. Uh, I, I'm not having. Oh, okay, I think I know what's going on.
You're running into some
Yeah,
issues.
yeah, yeah. Somehow, this thing gets cross referenced. I'll fix it. I'll change it. It's got the wrong thumbnail up. It's got like a different one. So it kind
Oh,
of threw
really?
me off a little bit. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, the Knicks did wind up beating Philadelphia and basically showing improving against a team that they still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Um, so, but from there, we go to the Knicks versus the Bulls, and that one was a tough one. you know, that was one of those that you just like. It was a learning. I think it's a learning lesson for the Knicks at how you can't take these teams lightly, but also you got to come out with a effort every night. Like you cannot be dogging it and just going with the motions in these games. Knicks wound
Right.
up losing this game 124, 123. Did they have a chance to win? Yes. At the very end, because they were trailing most of the game. Like the Bulls came out with more energy. Um,
Mhm.
they just looked like they really wanted to play, and the Knicks were stagnant, lethargic. It just didn't look like a typical Knick performance early. But then I like to say that I don't know if you think that, John, but I feel like in the third quarter when Zach Levine was cooking them, and he got the and one basket, and he started pumping his chest a little bit and smiling, big smile, and they started going crazy. I think that energized the Knicks, and I think that's what turned them around. Because right after
Right.
that, they picked up their defensive intensity started, and they started to go on a little run.
Hmm. Yeah. Was it like a 20-8 run or something like that? It was something big difference, and you got to check your mic by the way. But it was a big difference on that. So yeah, they definitely. I ain't got you yet. So yeah. But in the meantime, this game is sort of like what most would consider, a trap game, right? Because you're coming into the game thinking you're going to win, thinking you're going to go on a little run streak, win streak, and instead, what ends up happening is that the first two quarters you play like crap, and then you got to come back 20 down. You know what I mean? And that's never fun. I think I got you back, Ron.
Yeah, could you hear me?
Yeah, you're back with us.
Okay. Okay, good.
Great.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I think that's one of those things where it's not what you want to see, but for a young, not a young, but for a newish type team with the two new players in the starting lineup and some new pieces on the bench, you want them to learn from some adversity. And it's better to get the adversity out the way in early games rather than in the middle of the season when you start to get into your playoff run and really start to, hunker down. And definitely you don't want to see this later when you're closer to the playoffs or even in the playoffs. So get it out the way now, man. These little learning moments, and let's figure out what our identity is once again. I mean, I think the Knicks know what it was, and they're trying to get back to that, because I know I heard Jalen Brunson talk about that on another interview. Whereas, their thing is they want to be a team that's known as a team that doesn't give up, that doesn't quit, that plays with heart. So yeah, they got to get back to that. I think they're slowly starting to get back to where they were, but it's just not quite there yet. I'm not ready to say they're back yet.
Right. It's going to take a little bit of time, I mean, while we're talking about it, we might as well start showing some of the highlights, because I think it's definitely part of the action right now, the way we've been, trying. This is sort of showing some of the highlights of our comeback, which is great to see. It's great to see us, work through, being sluggish, in the early part of the game. But again, it goes back to attrition, right? And it's like, are you ready to just battle against being tired, or not having your best game? And I think they did a good job of getting back into this game. I think Cat was a catalyst in that, and it's just unfortunate that we came up a little short. But I think we had moments in the game where we went up, right, with like a minute remaining or so. We were up, then we lost the lead, and so I mean, that was a poorly defended play by Hart, and then right here you see Brunson almost had an opportunity to win the game, have the game winner, and it rolled right out. So, this is what you don't want to rely upon. You don't want to have to worry about getting that, having to take a last shot. So you want to get up early and continue scoring and have games like we had today.
I agree. And you know what? I almost feel like when I was watching that, as the game was going on, I almost felt like the basketball gods was telling the Knicks, you can't play like this and think you're going to win. Because that shot by Brunson, that was in there, man. The fact that it rolled out like that, I felt like that was a lesson. I really did.
Yeah.
It
happens.
It is what it
is. And that's the biggest thing, man. Games like this are going to happen throughout the season. Like I said earlier this season, I'm never going to pick against the Knicks this season, because I think they could win every game. Will they win every game? Absolutely not. It's surprising to even see Cleveland right now going on the run that they're going into. But, I'm actually happy that they're going through that run right now. You know what I mean? Because if they're going through that run right now, that means like later in the season, they're not going to be gelling in the same fashion, right? They're going to go through a slump, and they're going to have to face their adversity. So at the very least, we're sort of like hanging in there. We're doing what we need to do to play and, and pace ourselves and get better by, each and every game. So,
Right. 100%. I agree with you on that. And before we go any further, just want to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Appreciate you guys. Please smash that like button if you haven't already done so. Thank you for being here, and hopefully you subscribed. If not, subscribe. Shout out to everybody. Real quick roll call. Brooklyn Butch in the building. Salute to you, Brooklyn Butch.
Salute.
We got Kareem Grant in the building. What up, Kareem?
That's good.
Jay Chosen One is in the building. What up, Jay? DJ. Oh, I always call him DJ. Sorry. Space Ghost is in the building. What up, Space Ghost? Salute to you. We got Lena Franklin in the building. What up, Lena? Hope you're doing well. Let's go for Lena. Ron Mills is here. Salute, Ron. I love the name. And thank you for being here as always. Our guy, Kerry Cox, is in the building. What up, Kerry? Salute to you. Old Head is here. Salute, Old Head. We also got Craig in the building. What up, Craig? Or I should say Greg. I don't know. I always say Craig. Real King is here. Salute, Real King. Good to see you. Smarter Than Your Average is in the building. What up? What's good? We got Wiz BK LA in the building, and Mega NYK is here. Salute to both of y'all, man. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to those who may be watching but not in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Let's get back to it. So, after
I love
that game,
the Block 3 slander, by the way.
You know what I mean? Like, what we gonna do, man? What we gonna do, bro? You know, once we took, that loss and felt the impact of a game that they worked hard to get back into,
Yeah.
it was the whole thing about, okay, now we got Brooklyn. And I don't think anybody was really worried about Brooklyn per se, but it's Brooklyn in a back to back. And let me just say, Brooklyn has been playing inspired basketball lately. I'm not saying they're a great team or anything, but they have been competing. So,
Yeah.
you can't take them lightly. You cannot take them
Which
lightly.
I'm surprised because I would think that they would want to like sort of tank the season in
Right?
order to have an opportunity to go get Cooper Flag, but I guess that's not what they're looking at. But
Man,
maybe
no
it's
rhyme or
because they don't
reason,
feel like
bro.
they're gonna. It may be if they may feel like they won't stand a chance at the lottery. You know what I mean? Seeing that
I think
it's just
today's
always there.
NBA, bro. I don't even know if tanking even makes sense anymore. I mean, you can tank and have a chance, but sometimes it don't work out even when you do tank. And I think the lottery has shown that it doesn't always benefit. I mean, bad teams. If you're a bad team, you're always going to get a top pick, but
Right.
no guarantee you're going to get that number one or number two. You might get three, and that might be all the difference because in in this year's draft, there's going to be some good players, but those 1 and 2 guys,
Yeah.
so,
Those are game changers.
exactly,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? They could change their franchise around. That's why I was like, if I was Brooklyn, I'll be tanking. I'll be looking any way possible to go get that number one because Cooper Flag is going to be that guy. He's one and done. So,
Yeah,
but
I agree with
as far
that.
as as far as the this, I'm sorry. As far as the game is concerned, though, bro, like it was one of those games where you felt like I wasn't scared. You know what I mean? Like I expected us to win. What 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 concerned me the most is us losing that fourth, losing that lead, and allowing the Nets to get back in the game and having the opportunity to almost beat us. You know what I mean?
right,
Um,
agreed.
so that
And
was
the Knicks didn't do anything that looked really impressive in this game. We wound up winning the game 124 to 122. But even that alone, the fact that we allowed Brooklyn to score 122 points, it kind of points back to that whole thing about the Knicks' identity, right? Like, what is this team? Played the Indiana Pacers, gave up 121. Philadelphia only scored 99, but Philadelphia's got its own problems, and their offense just didn't look great that day anyway. But then you look at other teams that just have a regular offense, and what they do, the Bulls put up 124. Then you get Brooklyn putting up 122. Like, what's happening here? So,
right, right.
yeah,
Yeah, defensively, we were giving up shots, but especially in that fourth quarter. I think how much did we lose that fourth quarter by? Like they
fourth
outshot us
quarter
in that fourth quarter.
was. Why is this so slow? Okay, there we go. 40 to 24.
Yeah, see, that's a big difference. I mean, we were up by a lot. That's why, like, it's concerning to see us drop off that much to the point. And it wasn't like we played the bench that many minutes. It was
Mm-hmm.
still, the majority starters were on the court, and we just was unforced errors, you know, taking some bad shots, not rebounding the ball, letting Brooklyn get out in transition. Also, Cam was on his game and he was shooting lights out, so that also helped bolster their offense. So yeah, it was concerning to say the least. So I was
Agreed.
kind of happy that we had the back to back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree.
But
And the other
we should show some of the highlights right now because this was the first game and this was the tournament game, which is important because this would be
right. This is the
second win,
second game
right?
of the end season tournament, and we did get this victory. So that allows the Knicks to be 2-0 in the end season, which, once again, if you guys need a refresher, you get they have 4 games to start off the end season tournament, and then after that they figure out what's going to be the next round, should I say. But right now that's a good start, 2-0. As you can see, Macau, and I
I
like the
love the
fact
way
that
he
the one
played
good
this
thing
game.
about this, he was playing
He's
good
like,
against his old team,
that's
and
his
he
new
was
thing,
upset.
right?
Yeah,
He
yeah, he
shoots the
was
three
upset.
and then he goes, ah.
He-
I
Yo,
like
they were
that.
so mad. They asked Cam, not Cam Thomas,
Thomas,
Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson.
They asked him about that. He was not happy. He's like, it's very annoying.
It's also because they became good friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
While they were
Yeah.
playing, you know.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
they
right,
were together in Phoenix, right?
In Phoenix too, yeah. They know each other well.
Yeah.
But once again, man, this game was one of those that the you take teams for granted, even taking a player for granted, because really Cam Thomas was cooking the Knicks, and just allowing him to keep getting good looks and good opportunities. Even it doesn't matter if you have a good lead. It goes back to that whole thing. Sometimes you forget how to win, and you got to learn that you got to keep your foot on their neck.
It's true. Because any game in the league is a lose. You know, like you can get beat by any team, right? It's the NBA. So, you know, the reality is that you got to stay, you know, connected to the game until the very end. You can't lose sight of the game, and you also have to execute. When you don't execute this, you know, it's how you lose leads.
100%. It's not something you want to play around with, because it'll bite you. It'll backfire on you.
You see, Tibbs called the timeout today. He was like, he wasn't happy with the kids when they went on a 10-0 run. He was like, "Oh no," he was pissed.
No, he wasn't. No, he was not. He's like, you know what? Listen, that's it. I'm not playing around with y'all. I can't see. Those are the type of things that, as fans, we cannot blame Tibbs for that. Tibbs has been watching this team just like we've been watching him, and he's seen some stuff that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and at some point you gotta call that timeout and say, "Hey guys, y'all want minutes? Y'all gotta do something out there offensively." You know,
right?
You gotta score the ball.
Before we move on to the next Brooklyn game in the back-to-back, how did you feel about that last sequence in the fourth quarter? 11 seconds left. Jalen Brunson with the ball, down one. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think he was going to do? Because I really didn't think he was going to take that three.
No, I was expecting him to drive. I was expecting him to drive just to, but when he shot the three, I wasn't mad at it. He, seeing who he was up against, you know what I mean? Slow-footed defender, you know what I mean? Like he's not. So it was Corey Finney-Smith, right? So
Dorian. Yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith.
Dorian, sorry, not Corey. So, he got the distance that he wanted and he liked the shot. So I'm happy he took it, and I'm happy he didn't wait to the last second to let that go. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes you rush your shot trying to get it up before the end of the buzzer. I like the way he approached that. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was surprising to me. I was expecting him to drive the ball.
I think Brunson hit him with the vet move right there. I think because they were together in Dallas for a few years. I think he knew that Dorian Finney wasn't going to play that tight on him. Like if he would, like if that would have been OG Anunoby, Dorian Finney-Smith would have been all over him because they were going back and forth the whole game. I feel like he used that to his advantage. Yeah, you're just going to give me this little room. Okay, I'm gonna take this shot.
I got to step back. Yeah, and it was a slight step back. It wasn't much.
Yeah,
just like, hey, real quick.
It's just dangerous, bro. Like, because what if, whatever, it's over and it worked out. But he's that shot when you don't need a three. What if he would have stepped on the line or something, right? Like anything could have happened. But whatever, it works. And I don't mean step on the line and make it a 2-pointer. I mean step on the out of bounds line.
Out of bounds. Yeah. Make it then it becomes a turnover. I mean, sometimes you gotta
forget it.
But these are games. I mean, those are opportunities that you want to see Brunson have this year because there are going to be moments this year where he's going to have to take that last shot. So, to see something go in right now during the start of the season, I think that's only going to build his confidence. Throughout the season, especially to end games if we ever end some close ones.
No, I agree, and I'm glad we got a guy like him on our team who's not afraid to be the GOAT or be the heel. You know what I mean? Like that's he's ready for everything. So shout out to Jalen Brunson, man, for making sure the Knicks did what they needed to do in that last seconds to get the win. And shout out to Mikal Bridges for making a nice defensive stop on Schroeder. Yeah.
He kept kept his mind on the game. You know what I mean? Play to the last second. You got to do that. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you couldn't have asked for anything better. That's a great way to end it, and both guys, getting a little bit of love back because they've both been dealing with a lot of fans talking about their play lately. Like Brunson was struggling up until that point.
Random
That
hate.
was his best game, and then Macau was struggling in other ways, and that was Macau. That might have been Macau's best
That
game
might be
too.
Macau's best game for sure. He shot it
Yeah,
well and good defensively. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
pretty dope, pretty dope. All right, so that brings us to the next game, which was the second of the back to back with Brooklyn, and in this game, the Knicks wind up beating Brooklyn a little easier. Like they kind of took care of business,
Hmm.
didn't allow Cam Thomas to put up 40 on them. They wound up winning 104-114.
Right.
A much better defensive effort of stopping, Brooklyn from what they were trying to do in the last game.
Hmm.
And in this game, Jalen Brunson struggled once again. It's like, geez, he can't
Yeah.
he can't put two back to back good games together.
Right.
What do you think's going on with that?
I think he's just, again, part of it is the learning curve. I think his primary focus has been to get Cat involved, and I think Cat's been a solid contributor this entire season from jump. And I think that's partly why his game is sort of suffering a little bit. Also, I see OG taking a lot more shots, so I think they're getting OG involved, which is great for OG and it's great for the team because you want him to also, find his spots and his areas in the court. The one person who's used to getting his own shot and doesn't necessarily need the ball in his hands is Josh Hart, and he's doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with all that and the new mix, I think Brunson's finding his way. He's also taking shots that he feels is efficient shots, but he just off a little bit. Like today's game was a solid game, right? He played a solid game, but I think he also worked inward out. But he was scoring the ball inside first and then started peaking, further and further from the basket. So I
Right.
think that's going to be important for him to sort of realize that he has the ability to score inside and get fouls and get some points from the line. So he should take full advantage of that, just because of his craftiness.
That's a good point. Um, and the other thing is you you know that he just doesn't seem that comfortable. We was talking about this earlier on Knicks and Bruises with Tony Crow.
Hmm.
He's been missing layups. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
gimmies. Like these are things he
Right.
knocks down on a regular
Mhm.
basis. So it's like something just not quite right. And maybe his rhythm is a little off for whatever reason. But as they continue to play, it'll get there.
Yeah.
It'll get there.
I think he's going to go on a run. I think today was a start of him taking that next step into like having multiple 20-point games in a row, 20 to 30-point games in a row. I could see him going on a run right now. And
Mm-hmm.
again, this is the time to get fat, right? This is time, to really put it all together. And the playing the season tournament is also going to help with that. Just playing for something is always going to bring up the pressure a little bit and bring that intensity a little higher. So I think he's going to be
Mm-hmm.
all right, man. I think they all are. They're going on a road trip right now. That was a good game though, to see them have a back to back against a team, that they're sort of unfamiliar with because it's sort of a newly built team without Mikal Bridges and a new scheme, new coach. But they played a hell of a lot better the second game. So that's also a plus for us, that if we have a team that we're going to see a second time, that we're going to be, you know, we're going to play that much better, knowing what kind of scheme they want to play against us, both defensively and offensively. And I think we
Right.
put it together.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I think that's a very good point. Very good point. Um, yeah, and so I think it was that kind of got us to a point where we got two nice wins in a row. the Knicks go above 500, go to 7-6, and then you start to feel good. Like, okay, well, who do we got next on the docket? And that's Washington. And so they put them in a good position to kind of turn things around and make the season look a lot more respectable and get us going in the right direction. Oh, but before we talk about tonight's game, real quick, I just want to say, those new look uniforms, those new City Edition uniforms. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Kith.
I like them.
The Kith New York 3D thing. I didn't like it last year on the other uniforms.
Yeah.
But I will say it looks a little better on the white joints. It does look a little better on the white joints. Yeah, I could see myself actually, putting some money together and get myself a Josh Hart, Hart jersey. So, shout out to Kith for opening my eyes with the white joints.
No, that was a dope. And I also enjoyed the in-season court too. Like the play-in tournament court for the Knicks at home was nice.
I just don't like the fact that there's no, like, I don't care about the orange court. I just like, but the shades of orange are so similar. I wish there was a little bit more variation from the whole court being orange and then like the other logo stuff that they have that's orange too. But what I do really like is how the middle of the court stands out.
Court, the centerpiece.
Yeah, the center court looks dope. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll see.
I was digging it. I was digging it. I don't know about that 76ers blue court. People liked it, but I don't know. I wasn't too much of a fan.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to me, man. I don't know. It's a lot of blue.
That one was a little off, but people liked it.
Well, I guess if it's your court, maybe you like it a little more. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
But tonight's game, if you guys didn't have a chance to watch it, the Knicks wound up beating the Washington Wizards 134-106. And really the game was never in question. The Knicks kind of, took it to Washington early, but at a certain point going towards the end of the first quarter, they really started to kind of distance themselves. I think they got like a 5 or 6 point lead. And from there, they just kept building and building and building and building. So I think the highest lead was 30. And they've kind of, and they pretty much maintained that for a while and then wound up winning by 28. So pretty dope victory by these New York Knicks. Let me see who was the top scorer again. It was pretty balanced effort, but who
for the Knicks?
It was Brunson. Oh, it was Brunson.
Mm-hmm. Well, this Brunson is why I feel like he's going to go on a run.
Right, I can see what you're saying. Like now he goes back to his really good shooting, 60% from the field, 55% from three. He shot 100% from. He only took three free throws, but he shot 100% from the free throw line. But what was nice to see too is he had 11 assists.
Gotta
which was
love
good.
that.
And gotta love that. And Cat almost had a double like early. Like I think
early in the game.
Off the first, he had like 12 and 8 or something like that.
Because did he even play the fourth quarter? I don't even know if he stepped on the court.
No, he didn't play the fourth at all.
He didn't, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 3 quarters, he's 24 and 12, I believe, something like that.
Yeah, maybe that's what. Yeah. I mean, he was going. It was real easy and comfortable out there. Once again, Knicks finished with 6 guys in double figures: Anunoby, Hart, Towns, Bridges, Brunson, and this time Campaign, who finished with 17 and 7. That's a nice stat line coming off the bench. I know a lot of it happened in garbage time, but it's still nice to see. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. Did I say 7? Oh yeah, it was 7 assists. 7 assists and 2 rebounds. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And, here's a really interesting stat. I don't even know when's the last time the Knicks have done this. 37 assists and 8 turnovers. Almost 30 more assists than turnovers. It's very nice. Very nice. So, yeah, I think John's might be frozen a little bit over there, or maybe I'm frozen.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, there he is. He's back.
Yeah. I have no idea what happened there.
Man, maybe a little of that mountain air came down and caught you real quick. took everything
Some
out with
sort
a
of
whoosh.
some crazy power surge came through. It was wild. My bad. I just got to move things around a
Yeah,
little
fix
bit.
your lighting. Yeah, you good.
Dude, that was wild. That thing just said,
Things
"What?"
happen.
I was like, "What?" But but the rest of the stuff in my house was good. It was just in this area. It was wild.
I don't know. It's wild stuff, bro. Things happen. You know what I mean? When the Knicks start playing well, things start to go crazy.
It's a fact.
um so guys, oh, by the way, as we continue to chop it up for a little bit longer, if anybody wants to call in, we do have a call in number for you guys. If you want to call in,
Absolutely.
we'll definitely love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And that number is 347-305-7280. Once again, that's 347-305-7280. Call in and chop it up with Still Nick fans. We'd love to hear from you. So John.
So when I lost you, you were talking about campaign. So I don't know what
Yeah.
I missed
No, I was
everything.
just saying it, even though a lot of his scoring was in garbage time, it was nice to see him put up 17 and 7 coming off the bench.
Yeah.
So
He played a
yeah.
good game today. Even
No, he did. He did.
during the middle parts of the game, he was solid.
Yeah, he filled in nicely for
Deuce.
not having Deuce out there. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Let me see here. I think I closed it, but whatever. So I wanted to ask you this, John, because this is something that's been bothering me throughout these 13 or so games, whatever it's been, 14 games.
Right.
It's not just the defense for me. It's the fourth quarter play altogether. It's the whole fourth quarter issues, the combination of the defense, but also the offense. It's not the way the offense is working. It's the sloppy play, the turnovers, the making mistakes in the fourth quarter when in essence you're supposed to buckle down and play smarter basketball in the fourth. Either to
Right.
hold on to a lead and extend it or to get back into a game. Each possession is supposed to matter. It's like the playoffs in a way when you get into that fourth. And I feel like the Knicks have been having a little bit of an issue making smart, sound decisions in the fourth quarter. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. That's been my biggest concern to start the season is the inconsistency on both sides of the court. I think we got ourselves a caller.
Oh, we do. Oh, caller, you are live with Still Nick fans. Can you please turn down the volume in the back?
What if I don't want to? What if that's why I keep the volume up?
What up, Wiz?
What's going on, Wiz?
What's up? What is done, guys? Dropping it like the show tonight, man. You guys went power.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Great game tonight. Great game all around. My one thing is, what's hurting my heart right now, though, right? Ron, you know what's hurting my heart right now.
I know you don't like it when Deuce ain't out there. I get it.
Yeah. Oh, man. But mostly when he had the information before the Sixers game, and he plays 26 minutes, and back-to-back nights, another 26 minutes, and now he's gone for 3 straight games. I mean, come on, Tibbs. Tibbs, empathy for players with injuries, man. I know he's old school, and people love to say work through it, play through it, but there were so many signs before that game that I'm like, yo, let a man sit. Let's try Pacome, Dadier. So right now, Tibbs is hurting me a little bit. I mean, I'm trying not to go, the anti-Tibbs route, but he's done it over and over again where a player has a potential injury or we're up big and he leaves players out there. I remember it happened to RJ, and I'm like, pull the players out. Don't run them. I don't complain about 40-minute games for players averaging and stuff too much. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm not going to question the man. He's coach of the year, multiple coach of the year, lots more issues than I ever will have. But that's one area that I have a pet peeve about, and that's playing players when they're hurt. Even with the other night with Brunson, it wasn't with Brunson. Brunson wasn't hurt, but we knew that my boy Cat was hurt with a knee bang.
Mm-hmm.
And that last play, he leaves him in there when he knows his knees are hurting, and then he leaves Brunson in for defensive purposes. Brunson and a hurting Cat. Not just hurt, he was exhausted. He saw Cat gasp for air. He looked like what's that old boy that he always bring back every time he gets from Chicago?
Oh,
Taj
Gibson.
He looked like Taj last year. I mean, he was scoring, but there's a point where with like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Cat looked like Taj this last year when he ran up the court twice, and he's gasping. I'm like, man, the guy's tired. And my man Tibbs was like, okay, we're gonna have a defensive stand. Brunson and a hurting, tired Cat stay in there and find a way to stop these guys. That's my pet peeve with Tibbs, man. So right now, I see this team as an NBA Finals team, or at least a 6 or 7 game against Boston type team, except for the one X factor, and that is the ability of Tibbs to rotate his players in and out without them being fully exhausted or potentially hurting while they're playing. I think that's the only thing that stops us from getting to that point in my mind. But tonight's was impressive. Again, it's Washington. I know they're not all that, but the skill set, I see 3, maybe 4 all-star potentials with even McCall, if his game keeps coming the way it's going the past few days. I see 3 or 4 potential all-star bids on these guys and potential all-NBA, all 4 of those guys. And I don't want to sleep on Hart, but I know people are looking at him like an all-star, but man, he can average triple-double, man. If you average triple-double, you got to be considered. So that's my take, man.
That's fair.
That's my take.
That's great.
But I want to
sing
a song
bro.
for Elise. Huh? I could sing a song for Elise if you want, Ron. If you want to hear a song.
No, please don't. But... Please don't. No. I've had a long day. No, please.
Okay, next time. I'll say it for next time.
Yeah. But that's a great take, man.
But I feel like right now I'm a little tired. I feel like Mike Tyson right now. So I'm gonna go. Okay.
All right, listen, man. You had a good take. Appreciate you. You see, this is Wiz. You know, you have some ideas about this game. I like it. It's just when you start singing is when I tune you out. That's we're okay. We're all right.
Yo, man, I'm glad you're on the show, John. Thank you for staying with the show. Thank you, John. All right.
Anytime.
Thanks, Wiz. Take care, bro.
Later.
Take care, man.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point, man. Tibbs has been playing guys a little injured. Got back-to-backs today.
Yeah, we got another caller.
Caller,
you're on live with Still Knicks Fans, SKF Weekly.
Back to back. Jay Chosen here. How we doing, brother?
What up, Jay?
What's going on, Jay?
I want you to yell at me to tell me to lower my thing in the back, so I left you loud. All right, hold on. All right. No, I'm just old and tired. I forgot. Anyway, that was a good point. He kind of stole a tiny bit of my thunder, but I'm going to just say, look, we look great, right? What I took from this game is that you could, what we did in years past is that we would play down to the competition, right? And we would play up to the competition that we needed to play up, to put a foot on the neck of people that on teams that we should be putting our feet on all over is exactly what we need to be doing. And then, to answer some of those questions, can Jalen and Cat, coexist, and can they do all those questions? Those questions are being answered right in front of our eyes quickly. However, this is Washington. I don't want anybody to sing and dance and do cartwheels yet. What I am going to I don't want to harp on the negative because here's the deal. We went from a team that was on a championship run with a bunch of hurt folks last year to a team, though the sport's not played on paper, is a championship team now in my eyes, except why I always talk about let the kids have run during the game, let the kids have burn during the game, is the numbers that you just said for the fourth quarter is embarrassing for the fourth period. Quarter. My brain I'm fried. I had a longer
No,
day.
you're right. Okay.
Yeah. I was watching old tape from some football stuff too. So it was embarrassing. And you start to watch some of these things like, Kolick, right? We have big aspirations for Kolick, big aspirations for them, right? Sims had a great putback dunk. Finally, he got hungry a little bit, and he did that. He went in and got it because, like I said, when we talked about that last time on the NBA.com, where you could review the rebounds, the statistics in blue.
Right.
Usually, his rebounds are they're half and half. They, some of them all three of us could get, and some he could get, right? Only that looked good. I was happy for him. Payne was very efficient. First of all, Payne is like an energizer bunny, right? He's back and forth, no problem. Has wheels, and he was efficient. We were really efficient from the three tonight, but we're not going to be like that every night. So what scares me about this team, because we know the obvious, we're going to score. We're going to score, and we're going to score a lot. But defense, and our second, and even like, third, like almost third unit, the combination of those two units, they're rough. And if you watch the games, Hart, who usually is the same with the Energizer, was huffing and puffing and holding on tight. And what really ticked me off was late nights, no longer your family show. What pissed me off was that play when OG, Hart, and I forget the young man's name, they all bumped each other in the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? Hart hits the ground. OG's leg extends, a leg that we do not need extending. What are they doing in there? You know why they're doing in there? Go back and tell me one more time what the difference was between the scoring of Washington and the scoring for us. That's why they're in there. So yes, we need to work on a few things, man. And I'm going to tell you one last thing. If, depending on what we see from my precious, and depending on what we keep seeing from, or not seeing from Sims, Valanciunas plays hard. He's always played hard. He's a good rebounder, great offensive rebounder, and he puts the ball up hard. And Washington is going to get rid of some people, and there's a couple people on that team. And you look at our people on our units who are not gelling and not doing those things. With Deuce hurt like this, man, it's tough. Yeah. You got the Matt Ryan. What's the kid's name on Washington that put up all those threes tonight? Kispert.
Oh yeah, Kispert. Yeah,
Kispert. What do you have, like 18, something like that?
Yeah, he had 18. Yeah. 4 of 9 from 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I like Kispert better than I like Matt Ryan, right? But I think they just signed him anyway. But the point is,
yeah,
I think we need more efficiency from that. Is he?
Yeah, I mean,
Kisper's 6'9"?
yeah, Kispert's. Hold on, let me see. No, I'm sorry, he's 6'6". I apologize. I'm thinking of someone else.
Yeah, he's like Matt
Yeah,
Ryan. He's like Matt
yeah, he's
Ryan's
like the
size.
same height. Matt Ryan's actually 6'7". But yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he Kispert is one of those. I will say he is a sharpshooter. He's a marksman. Like that's what he does, and he does it no matter. So yeah, he's
Right.
a nice guy to have on squad. But they've already made their choice in Matt Ryan, and remember, even Matt Ryan is only kind of like, I hate to say that, but he's like a placeholder for Landry
He's
Shamet.
a placeholder. Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So when Shamet gets healthy, Shamet's going to take that spot.
Right.
But,
And let's not
Yeah,
forget.
but last thing really quick, Ron and John. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry about that.
No, all I was saying was that we cannot forget that we also got a player in TJ Warren who's killing the G League right now. And if there's ever a need to bring a guy up, if there's ever a need to get some offense and bring some offense from deep within your bench, you could always rely on a TJ Warren, veteran type player who can put the ball in the hole. It's like, so there are options. It's just, again, the Knicks as designed will have to make some moves in order to bring people in. And so, I think that's going to happen at some point, but they also have to gauge where they're at and what the rotation is going to look like. Because to be honest, right now, if everyone's healthy, Kolik's, not in that 9-man rotation, because you have Precious there and Sims right now. And Sims could find his way out if he isn't, effectively or affecting the game positively, as we move into like the 20-game, 30-game marker. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's all dependent on how players play and then, the direction that the team wants to take in the off, because February there's trade talks all the time. So
right, all the time. So I guess my solid point here is that we look great. We have a great starting five, and now we have our first guy off the bench hurt, and we play people minutes that exhaust them 13 games in, and the reason why is because I do even though Dadier and Hulk and them are, we're looking to see what they are, that they also will never know if he doesn't play them or they're placeholders. There's one or the other two. They can't. There's no in between the two, and they're playing 39 minutes for 5 people. Doesn't make sense. So we got to fortify the bench a little bit deeper if we really want to be a serious. I mean, go look at Boston, look at their bench. Go look at it's just different, and you got it. So we're a contender, but we need better bench, man.
I agree with you, Jay. And thanks for calling, bro. Appreciate you. Look forward to chopping it up with you on the weekend if you're free once again. Man, let's go Knicks. Have a great night, my brother.
You too. Let's go. Always support. Press like. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Good night, brother.
That's right. Thanks, bro.
Have a great one.
Yeah.
Easy, man.
You too. Peace.
All right.
Great takes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, it's something the Knicks gonna have to look into. They they're watching this team. They're gonna see what needs they have to address. But be careful what you wish for, guys, because you know what I mean. The other thing that is happening throughout this whole process, yes, great. Sims is getting these minutes. We see a little of Huck Porty. We see some Kolik. Pacom Dadier is playing a little bit. No matter what's going on, they're also showcasing talent. So you just be careful what you wish for, because they will trade 2-3 of these guys and come in with one more guy and then still be a 9-man rotation. And
yeah, and there's no guarantee, and you know what I mean. And in the way that teams are built these days, there's no guarantee. And when you make a move, if a guy comes in and doesn't gel with the team, they're out. So it's just what it is,
Yeah.
But yeah. Man.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has tuned in and jumped in to the chat and been a part of the show. Shout out to L Dammit in the building. What up, L? Let's go. Appreciate you, L. Shout out to Nick Yak. Appreciate you, my brother. And salute to our guy, the Objective Knicks fan in the building. Salute, family. What's good? Hope you're doing well, as always, my brother. Please, guys, if you haven't checked out the Objective Knicks fans show on YouTube, what are you waiting for? Please go show him some love. Excuse me. Oh, boy. And also, I want to say a quick shout out to my brother. We don't get to talk or chop it up with him as much because a lot going on. But shout out to our guy, Victor, Knicks Fans Brazil, in the chat. Appreciate you, Victor. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Always love over here. Shout out to Prezi the boss as well. Prezi! John, final words, my guy?
Yeah, man, as always love coming on and chopping it up with you and hanging with Jose and the ones and twos in the backdrop. Appreciate you, Jose, and appreciate the chat for joining us today and all of those watching on different platforms like X and, what else are we on? Instagram live right now?
Right now, I think we on X and YouTube.
Well, X and YouTube. Okay, so appreciate you all for tuning in on X and YouTube. And yeah, man, looking forward to the next one. Stay safe, stay blessed, and catch you on the next one.
There you go. Appreciate you guys as always. Before I say my final words, I just want to leave you guys with something that's really interesting and important and a nice way to look at things. When I was on with Tony earlier on Knicks and Bruises, he put up a stat, and I think this stat says it all, right? As fans, we look at Jalen Brunson and we see that he's struggling, and we want to see Jalen Brunson the way we're used to seeing him. But what are we actually seeing, right? Tony put up this stat. Last year at this time, Jalen Brunson was averaging 5.3 or 5.5 assists, and he was averaging 24 points. This year, before tonight's game, Jalen Brunson was averaging 24.3 points and 6.8 assists. And we're looking at him like and last year at this time, he was shooting 43% from the field. Right now, this year, he was shooting 46.7%. And we're looking at him and like, something's wrong with Jalen Brunson. So that just put things in context, guys. We were spoiled because of how good he was down the stretch last year and in the playoffs. But he's putting up great numbers. It's just we're so used to seeing him be phenomenal that we're asking for a little bit too much. It's 14 games in, guys.
It's what happens when you go like 4 or 5 games in a row scoring 40 and more points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He finished the month of like the last month and a half last year. He was averaging over 30 plus points a game. Like, it's crazy, crazy stuff, bro.
Crazy.
Anyway, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans. We'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9-ish. We changed it for tonight's because of the game, but you get it. For SKF Weekly, myself, my brother John, my brother Jose on the ones and twos, or on Saturdays, 11:30 for Know the Ledge, as I talk you guys off the ledge. And I've been having to do a little ledge work lately, so we got to reel it in, guys. We're gonna be all right. But please continue to support the shows. Continue to support, our merch if that's something you're interested in. I didn't put up the merch thing because we're trying to get this show, concise and get up out of here. But please always show love and support us. We appreciate you guys, and we can't do it without you. So thank you once again for everything. Corey Lee's in the building. Replay gang, Corey. Appreciate you, my brother, as always. And Mega NYK, you know how we do. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. Have a great night. Let's go, Knicks. We 8-6, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Peace.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it's been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective fan from the Objective Knicks fan channel. And I want to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood Sweat Tears. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef from Two Knicks Chick Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your main man.
still a Knicks fan. I've been here since day one.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Lots 21 at Two Knicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sin from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.